Very warm. This is Ulysses competition, and I'm here together with my colleague Anita Sera from MCI. And while we are waiting for others, I see that there are already 32 members or visitors of this contest joined us. We wait a few more seconds before we start today's event, which will be a bit shorter than the previous one, so we won't use the whole hour. For that, around 30 to 40 minutes is the expected length of this discussion. And we also prepared with a short presentation for you. Before that, I would like to mention that this whole session is recorded, so it's being recorded now. So please, if you have any questions using the chat, we are really open for all the questions you have using the chat, but please take into consideration that this is on one hand an open link, so I mean those who have the link can join us today, and those who have the link can rewatch this whole recorded version later on. Okay, do any of you have any questions before we jump right into the topic of today's session? If yes, then just feel free to use the chat. If no, in that case, let me share the agenda with you. So first, short welcome. We already over with that. So welcome you here. Today is the dedicated stream for announcing the results of the first round. First, we would like to share some lessons learned from round one. So what are the general lessons we have learned? And I think it was really over our expectations. So, I mean, we expected to have quite good solutions from you, but I was also part of the evaluation committee, and I was many times shocked that how much effort was put into these results. Okay, but first things first. So this is the agenda. So first, lessons learned from round one, then the results from round one. Probably this is the part that you are most eager to know. Then we take the next step. We focus on round two, and first I will introduce the technical elements of this new round. So what are the steps you need to make? Then Anita will tell you about the case that you need to solve in the upcoming 2 weeks. Then there will be the last part when you can raise any questions you have. Okay, so this is it. First of all, we had 93 participants from 25 countries. I think this is an achievement in itself, without even mentioning what you were able to do. If we just concentrate on the numbers of that, I think even at the European level competition, this is an achievement. And also, we need to take into consideration that you are coming from so many different countries, from different cultures, different background, that it was really hard in many times to evaluate on the same level what you have done. But we did our best to do so. So there were 23 teams altogether who submitted. We were really glad to see that each teams who started were able to submit their results. However, there were one or two teams who were not able to submit both things. So, I mean, one team just missed out on submitting the video. Another team was had some problem with submitting the text before. But all in all, we can say that everyone who started the competition were able to reach the finish line, which is, again, an achievement. And I have seen that in many cases, it was not that easy for you to be on the same page. So, for example, there were teams who submitted two totally different solutions. So two members submitted one solution, other two members of the team submitted a different solution. So, which I think is not the best way to do so. So more harmonized team effort would have been better. But again, it paints a picture about how difficult it is to coordinate at such an international level. But almost all of you have done really brilliantly. What was a surprise for us is your proactivity during the round. So, I mean, we set up a WhatsApp group. First, we were thinking about having a WhatsApp group is good for any kind of instant information sharing. If you have any kind of instant questions, this is a way to raise. And now it began to grow. And to be honest, we were a bit surprised and not that prepared for this proactivity. So it took us for 1 or 2 days to really get accustomed to it. But it was really a heartwarming feeling to have you on board and really sense your dedication towards this contest. That you wanted to have as much from the family representatives as you can. And first, we thought that probably even you don't need the family representative contact because you simply want to work on your own. And who has time for reaching out to them? No one has time. And we were quite surprised in a positive way that you were so dedicated and eager to have as much contact and as much kind of discussion with the family firm representatives as you could. So it was absolutely a joyful surprise from our side. And this proactivity, I think this is what can help you the most in the long run. So please stay that proactive, not just in the second round, those who submit to the second round, but throughout your whole career, because this is really a difference maker. Nowadays, I teach around 1,000 students per year, and let's say 5% of them are really proactive. 95% of them are just simply just driving with the flow. So proactivity is something that a special skill you have, and we were really glad to see that. Okay, so we wrote it here that brilliant submissions, and it's really not an exaggeration on this side. So the submissions were really strong, all of them, without an exception. We collected some really strong elements, generally strong elements from the submissions, and some elements that were probably not the strongest. They can be developed further in the second round or in any other competitions you're gonna sign up for. So the strong elements, literature basis. Again, personally speaking, I thought that literature was just simply something that, okay, you will throw in 2 or 3 journal articles or 2 or 3 books, and this is it. Because this is a practical contest, you need practical solutions. Why deal with literature? And in many solutions, there were more than 2 dozens of references there. So really in-depth literature basis you were using, and you were using it correctly in almost all the cases. That not just throwing in literature citations, but really grasping the knowledge from the existing literature. This is why you should learn from literature. So this was one really strong element in almost all the cases. You were also great in grasping the problem, identifying the problem. It was a long case, and in many times it was not easy to identify what is exactly the problem. And many times the problem was more extended than simply the questions at the end of the cases. So you did really great in this as well. Extended submission, we wrote it here. Extended submission means that the length of the videos were almost all of them above 15 minutes, and many of them were around 20 minutes, sometimes even a bit more. So you, again, put your efforts into that. Also, the written templated versions, they were also extended, elaborated. You didn't want to just make it short. You put your emphasis there. This is also true to all the teams, which was also glad to see from the organizer's perspective. Yeah, and some of the videos, we won't share the videos yet, but we will share some elements of the videos after the competition ended. I will talk about this also a bit later. But some of the videos were really exceptionally great. So we thought that Generation Z is commonly mentioned as the generation who is able to come up with brilliant videos, but even considering this, you did really well. Okay, some other ideas that probably you could develop in the future. So your own ideas. So many times you were not bold enough. So you took the literature, took the cases, and tried to play it safe. You can be a bit more open, more creative, more innovative in many cases. And those teams who submitted to the second round were the ones who were the boldest, the more creative, the more innovative. And the others who really did well, but not submitted to the next round, many times they just simply played it safe. It was really great From the literature review perspective, they really analyzed the case in depth, but the real game changing moments, the game changing ideas were missing from there. Yes, you can also need to concentrate on the applicability and practical applicability of it. What do I mean by practical applicability? That in some cases, the solutions were, yeah, interesting to say so, but the family firm representatives said that it's really impossible to do such things. So they were more like, how to say, ideas and less like concepts. Okay, so you need to operationalize, think about how can you apply. Again, those teams who are submitting to the next round, without an exception, were playing it like this, that okay, these are suggestions from our side, but they can be applied in practice from day one. I also wrote it here, teamwork, as I mentioned, that some teams really did really great. You could have felt that how harmonized they are. They are really synchronized in all aspects. They were presenting together in the video. But some other teams, you can only see one person presenting there. They put separate videos on there. So this harmonized team effort really makes a difference when we are evaluating this. And again, I know that it's not easy to come up or to come on the same page from different countries, different time zones, etc. And last but not least, I mentioned here careful usage of ChatGPT, and probably this is an interesting point. That yeah, we know that ChatGPT exists. Why not use it? Again, it was not forbidden to use ChatGPT. Personally, thinking, I also recommend to use ChatGPT, but wisely and carefully. What do I mean by using ChatGPT wisely and carefully? Using it as an advisor, this is good. Asking questions, just grasping some innovative content, try to use it in a smart way, this is good. But simply copy pasting answers from ChatGPT is not the best way to do so. Because in this case, what is your added value in it? Again, added value can be having a good question, I understand, but this is not the best added value that you can provide. Okay, we take it into consideration while the evaluation. They were not disqualified because it was not forbidden, but again, we just took it as okay. This looks like, or it's even proven that it's a ChatGPT type of inserted content here. Okay, no worries, but were they able to implement it into their own solution? Were they able to integrate these ideas into the whole concept? If yes, in that case, it's okay. It was wise to use. If no, it looks like that simply just panels or modules coming after each other without any kind of internal harmony or cohesion, just asking simple questions from ChatGPT, it really just decreased the level of the real value in it. Okay, so this is about ChatGPT. And again, for the next round, those who submit, it's not forbidden still. You can use, it's there, but use it wisely. Okay. So the results. I will show the results in a minute. It's like in TV shows when they are just playing till the last second that, and the winner is. Now, I don't want to use this. It would be a cheap trick. But I would like to first mention the methodology and what we're gonna see, because when I show you the table, in that case, after, no one will listen to whatever I'm talking about. So there were three different cases. You were working on one case per team, and that's why we had three groups. And the top three teams from each groups gonna advance to the second round. So altogether, we're gonna have 9 teams in the second round, the top 3 from each 3 groups. Okay, so you were competing against those who were working on the exact same case. There's nothing new in it. You already knew this, but I just wanted to mention it here once again. The evaluation was done by 3 experts, plus the family firm representatives were also invited to take part in this. What I'm talking about, what I say, experts Those who have academic background also have a degree or PhD degree in the field of business, and also substantial practical background from the business. So those who know what's going on in the business. Okay. So it was not just pure academic and not just pure business evaluation. Three experts evaluated each cases for per round, and we just harmonized what they had done. So calculated the mean of the points they just given. So there was no one person or no how to say subjective falling in love with one solution, but it was really a team effort in the evaluation side as well. Each team member, so each of you who started Ulysses contest, each 93 participants will receive a certificate about the participation. So you can use it in your CV later on. No matter how good you were there, no matter you were advanced to the second round or not. And the detailed evaluation. So each team will receive a detailed evaluation. The points, I will only show the sum of points here, but we will send you also the detailed points and some elaborated discussion on your solution, so you can learn from that as well. We won't share it in here because it's only dedicated to you. Okay, so I mean to the teams, so we will directly send it to the teams today or latest tomorrow. And now I get back to the point when I mentioned that there are brilliant elements in videos and we would like to share it, but only after the second round ended. So as you can see it here, only after the second round ended. Why? I think that it's wise to only share it after the second round ended, because it's a competitive advantage. Because the same teams will work on the second round. And if you had brilliant ideas, let's say in the text version, or also in the video version, probably you were so creative, why just share it with others? Because in that case, if you share it now, in that case later on, you just simply cannot use it throughout the next part of the competition. But after the competition ended, so after 23rd of May, we would like to use these contents, mostly the video contents, because these are the contents which can be shared easily on social media, for example. If you have anything against this, so if you would like to say that please do not use any of our contents, please make sure to just write an email to the organizers and wait for a reply that, okay, we got it. We will also do it once again, so we will reach out to you via Sakai as well, that please take into consideration. But for our contest, it would be really an important achievement to show the world, to our followers, that what are you capable of doing? Because really, as I told you, many of the solutions were so brilliant that it's worth sharing. Okay, but only after the competition ended. Okay, so there's no hidden secret will be shared before that. Okay, now and here is the most important part. So the winners of the first round and the 9 finalists, you can see it here. So team number 1, 6, and 7 from the first group, you advanced to the second round. From the second group, so from team number 90 and number 16, they were working on the same case. Team number 9, team number 10, and team 13 advanced to the second round. And the third group of teams who were working on the same case, team number 19, team number 21, and team number 23 advanced to the second round. So this is the final results of the first round. Here are the overall points. Again, I mentioned to you that each team will receive the detailed points, so how these overall points were calculated, and also an extended elaboration or feedback, which is a summary of the experts' evaluation given to your solution. Okay, so this is it, I think, that you were able to check it out. Congratulations to all of you. So special congratulations to those who made it to the second round, but also congratulations to all of you, because there were some cases with really lower points, but generally saying almost all the cases were below 75 points in 100-point scale, which is really good, a great achievement. Where can we find our team number? I think that you should also, I mean, you submitted on the beginning of this whole process, you submitted your team introduction, but also in Sakai we will share the results and also the exact team members who is belong to what or which team. Okay. Now up to the second round for the 9 teams who made it there. The members will be the same, so the 9 teams won't be rescheduled or any way modified. So you're gonna work together with the same, hopefully friends now, but there will be a new case. This new case will be presented shortly by Anita, and also we will share it in Sakai with you. Submission and the task, it's quite similar, but slightly different. So there will be the same template. So we expect you to have a written format. Yes, the deadline is the 16th of May, but there is no video format for this. Again, it's nothing new. It's already available at our webpage. So from the beginning, this is something we shared it with you. Because instead of a video, we expect you to do a live presentation, an online live presentation during the final of this contest. There's a final event during the 23rd of May. This event will be a personal event for the organizers here in Szeged, but also it will be an online live stream event for those teams who are participating. It's free to you to join here in Szeged as well, but unfortunately we do not have any budget for inviting for you or paying for you to come here, but feel free to join us here. But generally it will be an online live stream event. Each team will present in live stream, in online, in 10 minutes during this live event. And also the evaluation will be done here live. So the results will be announced at the end of the event. Okay, so once again, if I summarize it, that same team gonna work on a different case, will submit a written solution, similar written solution that what you have done in the first round. Evaluation will be similar, so experts and family firm representatives will evaluate it, gonna give you written points. Then you don't need to submit a video, but you need to present live stream online on the 23rd of May. It's not compulsory to be present in the online live stream or each and every team members. So if you have anything you need to do during that event and you're not able to participate, just the other team members, okay. So we won't disqualify those who are just only presenting by 1, 2, or 3 members of the group. Okay, and so we're gonna listen to the presentations during the event, and after we have a short break, around 30 minutes, and after the break, we will announce the final results of the final competition. Okay, the results. So you are these 9 teams are starting from 0 now. So there is no such a thing that you are just bringing your points from the first round. No, the points from the first round were just meant for you to be able to qualify for the second round. But each 9 teams are starting from the same position, from same 0 points in this second round. Okay, and now I give the floor to Anita about the case for the second round.
Yes, thank you very much, Szabos. Hello also from my side, and congratulations to all the teams who made it into the second round. I think all of you did really great works and provided us with innovative solutions for the very case. So fingers crossed for everyone now for the second round. It's my pleasure now to introduce you into the company that is the case of round 2, which is Holu. Holo was founded by Julius Holoschek at the age of 59 years as a small soap factory in the city of Innsbruck, where I'm located in Austria. And it's now a leading provider of hygiene and cleaning solutions. They offer a wide range of product services, including cleaning chemicals, dispensing systems, cleaning equipment, and also consulting services for their customers. And they provide innovative, sustainable, and effective solutions that meet the customer needs. The company celebrated its 110th year anniversary in 2015, so is turning 120 years soon, 2 years' time, and now is in its fourth generation. Today, Holo employs around 450 people and has a turnover of 61 million euros. The interesting fact here is that even though the Holoschek family stands behind the firm and is present at events, etc., the company is led by Simon Meinschat, and Simon is an external and non-family CEO, and he is working there since 2012. So this is a different case to the cases that you had before, the three cases, where you had a family being very much involved into the operations. Here it's an external CEO running the affairs. You will meet Simon Meinschat in the final ceremony on May 23rd, and he is also able to answer your questions. However, this week he's on his well-deserved holidays, and that's the reason why I introduce the case to you, right? So Simon, as CEO of Holo, is a very energetic person, and he is also what we would say a visionary, right? A visionary. He was one of the first companies that incorporated every single of the 17 SDG goals into his company strategy. So that's actually the main topic, right? Sustainability and SDGs. The process and linking all these SDGs to Holo's actions took a lot of work, but also investment for the company and also for the employees. But Holo today is also in the Chamber of Commerce responsible for that SDG topic, as the company has gained exceptional knowledge also in this field and experiences. Now comes the issue. Holo, as said, has successfully implemented all SDGs, but there are three challenges that remain, and we want the 9 teams who are in the final round to discuss in their case solution. One challenge to solve is how documentation and reporting on the SDGs can be improved. So although the SDGs are integrated and lived at Holo, to some extent, those specific policies and programs, the assessment of different approaches is lacking, right? So there are no clear kind of measurement instruments when a goal is achieved. And this then also relates to aspects of planning, analyzing, reporting, right? As well as also assessing outputs and outcomes and impacts that they can achieve. So documentation and reporting is one challenge. The second challenge is what are relevant stakeholders and how can these relevant stakeholders be best engaged and how in sustainability matters with approaching the SDGs, and how future pathways for further collaboration and cooperation can be created. So Holo needs to develop some kind of, let's say, impact management. And the question is, how can this be achieved? And I told you that Simon is the main driving force behind Holo, but what could he do with relation to impact management for stakeholders, relevant stakeholders? And the last challenge relates to the visionary person of Simon Meinschat himself. Because he is there now since 12 years, since 2012, he's CEO, and he's been working in the company before he became his CEO, so he knows the company very well. But how is it possible to maintain the relevant mindset, leadership, corporate culture, communication strategies, etc., once Simon Meinschat might leave the company? So kind of question, challenge for the future. What about the visionary person of the current CEO? Challenge number 2 was the stakeholders and impact management. And the first one was how can we document and report and also kind of measure how SDGs have been met in the business. So this was a brief introduction into the case, and I hope it was interesting for you. Sustainability, I think, is a very important topic for all types of businesses, including family firms. But we also know family firms often have a unique advantage when it comes to sustainability, right? As they tend to have a long-term perspective and also focus on maintaining future generations. So I wish you all the best and very good luck with solving these three challenges that came across or that are present in the case of Holu. And as Tabu said, after today's session, you will find the case online, and then you can start working on that. So good luck to all 9 finalists, and I hand back over to Szabos.
Thank you very much, Anita. When we were discussing which case to be chosen for the second round, there was an anonymous support for Holo case because of two things. One is that family, as Anita already mentioned, that family firms and sustainability, really, this is a link that probably is not receiving enough attention nowadays that it should. That when we are dealing with sustainability issues, probably we should concentrate more on family firms who are, per definition, are long-term orientated. So this was one reason. And the second reason is it's a bit more complex, to be honest, than the first round 3 cases. So yes, it requires a bit more in-depth elaboration from your side, but this is why final is final. So don't be surprised if you realize that the first round case was a bit easier to solve than the second one. Yes, because this is the round for the best of the bests. Okay. We also have, or still operating, our WhatsApp group, so feel free to join if you haven't joined already. And also, if you need any other content, there are useful links. Hopefully you are quite familiar with that. So ulyssescontest.eu, this is our central web page. And please also follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. Yeah, and thank you, Anita Carey. My colleague also shared the short answer to a question from Elias. Okay, and any questions you have? I just try to get back here. Yeah. If you have any questions, you can raise it here and now using the chat, or again, as I already mentioned to you, that you were quite proactive in the WhatsApp group. We also try to keep up the pace. To be honest, I'm a bit boomer in this sense that I need to do better, being more responsive and quicker in my responses in the WhatsApp group. But sometimes my colleagues just simply help me out because they are younger than me and they are not that boomer mentality they have. Okay, so if there's no question, now the time is yours for the upcoming 2 weeks. Work on the case. Now you already proved that you are able to solve such a case in a quite high standard. Also, I see a question here. Thank you very much for the question. Can we rewatch this live session? Yes, this is rewatchable, so it's recorded. At the second that it ends, or let's say in the minute that it ends, the link, the same YouTube link, gonna work as a rewatchable link. So if you just hit the link 2 minutes after we finish, then you can start it from the beginning. And also, as colleagues from Fundus, our communication team, they just already sharing the information that it will be shared on social media channels. Okay. So, if there's no other questions, in that case, thanks for Anita for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And congratulations to all of you. Special congratulations to those who made it to the second round. And now keep up the good work. And see you in the 23rd of May on the final ceremony. Thank you. Bye
Good
bye.
luck to everyone.